Hello everyone and welcome to the Carcode YouTube channel. Today you join me at Lake District Audi and we're going to be having a look at this, the Audi RS3 facelift. I'm going to be telling you everything you need to know from the exterior design, the interior design and some of the performance upgrades as well. A huge thanks to Lake District Audi for making this video possible. All their links are in the description down below. If you're new to the channel, my name's Sam. Make sure to subscribe for new car reviews and car content every single week. With that, let's get on with the review. Starting at the front of the RS3, you can see it looks even bolder than before. You've got this gloss black structure front grille, which is really pronounced now, and the Audi rings at the top as well, popping out like we see on the A3 and S3. I actually really like this design. However, these are very dark, the Audi rings, which is a stealthy look, but they do get lost a little bit from far away. But you do know it's unmistakably an Audi just from the looks of it. And it's nice that they're in grey rather than fully blacked out. Now the headlights, these are very clever. They're all Matrix LEDs, but you can get like the Matrix Plus LEDs on the Technology Pack Pro, and they're standard on the top of the range model. And they've got these different light signatures. There's 4 different ones to choose from, with this one being exclusive to the RS3. You'll notice on this carbon model and on the carbon Vorsprung model, you have these real carbon fibre sections, which look great. It's kind of hard to see online, but in person they do look really good. Another addition on the carbon brings the carbon door mirror covers, which look really good as well. The side skirts along the bottom have also got the carbon and helps add to the wide stance of the RS3. It is actually wider than a normal A3 by a few centimetres. That's because these wheel arches are actually flared out and you've got the air curtain running through for that really sporty rally-esque look. I think it looks great and really imposing on the road. This wider track also helps it get round corners and be more stable feeling on the road, obviously to accommodate for all that extra power under the bonnet compared to what you'd see on a normal A3. Now let's move to the exterior colours offered on the RS3, and there's quite a few different ones, including this really cool Kyalami Green, which is standard across the range, which is really great to see. Nice as a fun standard colour, especially on a car like this. I think if you're spending this much money on a car, why not stand out? Especially with the performance credentials that it's got, it looks incredible. It's a solid colour, it's not metallic, but it still catches your eye, and you can definitely see it feels very Lamborghini-esque, which obviously part of the same group, and I think they might have got a bit of inspiration from Lambo for this colour. It looks incredible. Another standard solid colour is Arcona White, so if you want something a little bit more subtle, you can go for that. Metallic options start at £595, which is really reasonable. My favourite is the Python Yellow. I think that's really unique and looks great on my car. Again, a really sporty look. There is some more pared back colours like Mythos Black. That's also £595. You've got Progressive Red if you want something a little bit more sporty. There's a slightly more expensive colour option of the Ascari Blue, £895, but I think that looks incredible. I really like the look of the Ascari Blue, really suiting the look of the car. If you want a pearl colour, that is also the Daytona Grey Pearl, and that's also £595. Another metallic finish which I can see being very popular on the RS3 is the Camorra Grey. I really like that colour. It's a dark grey with a hint of blue to it. Really sporty looking. We saw it on the e-tron GT. It looks great. So that would also work well on the car. It wouldn't be my first choice, but I do like it. Personally, I like the more crazy colours, and this is right up my street, especially with the green stitching inside. It all ties together really well. You can go to Audi exclusive colour options as well. They start at £4,000 and there's a multitude of different colours you can go for. But I think Audi have done a great job with their metallic range and also the solid range of paintworks that you don't need to pay that extra money to get a really fun, interesting colour on the Audi RS3. Some of those colour options, £4,000, include Vegas Yellow, which we've seen on S3s in the past, that very bright solid yellow. Even Cumulus Blue, which we used to see on the A1 as a very light blue colour. That would look really nice on the RS3 as well, just something a little bit different. If you want to go for a matte colour, that's also available from factory. It's a £5,000 optional extra, so it's not cheap, but it does look really great on the vehicle to have a matte paintwork. My favourites though are the most bright colours. A lot of premium brands go for a more understated look with just black, white and grey, but Audi have gone all out on the colours on the RS3. Audi actually quote a £595 metallic option in the starting price of the RS3, so you get a nice little surprise if you go for the Arcona White or the Kyalami Green, because you're saving £600 £600, getting it just under £60,000. Of course, all RS3s are way over £40,000, so you're going to get premium road tax across the range, but I don't think you'll find that as a surprise. All wheels on the RS3 are 19 inches, so they've obviously found the perfect size for the car. It starts off on the RS3 with the Y-spoke alloy wheels. They really suit the look of the car. These are my favourite wheels, standard on the carbon black model. You can upgrade to them on the standard model for a £650 optional extra. Going up to the top of the range Vorsprung model, you get the same crisscross design but in a diamond cut look. Normally I prefer a diamond cut wheel, but I think these grey ones suit the car better, and I think Audi knows that. So on Vorsprung you can opt to sort of downgrade, if you like, to these wheels for a £150 optional extra. So that's really great. You'll notice this one's got red brake calipers. They are a £300 optional extra, and obviously add an extra sporty edge to the vehicle. As standard, the brake calipers come in gloss black. To the back of the RS3, you do have a revised design as well, with updated internals in the rear lights, which look really good. This is on the Tech Pack Pro, and then you have the sequential indicators as well, as you expect from Audi. You've also got this spoiler on the carbon models and on the Vorsprung, which is really nice. On the standard RS3, you don't have the same spoiler, but this is definitely a bit sporty and something nice to add on the vehicle. Down at the lower bumper, this is where you see quite a big difference, and you can see how wide these exhaust outlets are. Real exhaust, they look incredible. This is all carbon as well, and all gloss down here, the diffuser. So it looks really nice, really sporty look, and definitely you can tell it apart from the rest of the A3 range. RS3 is now in the gloss black with the Audi Sport logo there, and then again you've got the flatter Audi logo on the back of the boot as well. Now let's have a hop inside and see how things have changed in there. So taking a seat inside the RS3, and it feels like the updated A3. It's really nice inside here, quite quality materials. The steering wheel has changed, so it's got a flat bottom and a flat top as well on the wheel, which is nice. In perforated leather, it's great. All around the wheel is perforated, which looks great. I really like Audi steering wheels. It's very like the Q4 e-tron with the hexagonal-ish shape wheel. There's a few other features that feel quite like the e-tron products, like the gear selector. Not everyone will like that, and I definitely think we see a sportier gear selector from BMW, for example, or even Volkswagen. Their little one is looking a bit sportier, but this is not a big deal. You still have the sporty paddles for changing the gears manually, which look incredible, really nice, and it is all nice and clean. There's a little bit of gloss black here, but not too much. It's quite understated all in all. You still have these really nice chunky Lamborghini style vents as well, which is great. As this has got the Tech Pack Pro, you do have the electronically adjustable driver and passenger seat. Now you do have a few different options of seat. These are the standard comfort sports seats, which are really nice. As you can see, this has got the green stitching all throughout. Quilted green stitching looks incredible, really nice, matching the exterior design. This is a free option, so you can have red or green stitching free of charge, or you can have it all in black for a more stealthy look should you wish. I'd definitely go for something more fun. Red or green, it's more fun than just the standard colour. I think the green is what I would choose just for that pop of colour, and definitely looks a bit more unique and bespoke, makes it feel a lot more special. You can opt for some carbon bucket seats as well. These are £2,500 option. On the higher up models, these are £2,000 optional extra. These are obviously a little bit lighter than a normal seat, really sporty. They're straight out of the RS6, so you may have seen them before. Just one thing to note with the bucket seats is it does remove the interactive airbag, which is an airbag that goes in between you and your passenger. Just something to bear in mind. So these standard comfort sports seats are great on the vehicle. As you can see, you've got the under thigh support. You can also adjust the tilt of the seat underneath as well. So they're incredibly adjustable. Adjustable lumbar support four-way is great as well, and just a nice comfortable seat. Of course, the bucket seats are a little bit sportier and definitely hug you in a bit more if you are planning to take it around the track a lot. You can have the bucket seats again the same with black stitching, red or green stitching, so that's really nice. But I like these seats for everyday usability, and also obviously they're the standard seats, so you don't have to pay extra. I do quite like Alcantara, but it's nice that you do have a few touches of it, such as in the door cards here. You've got the same 10-inch user interface that you have on the A3, and the 12.3-inch digital dials as well are standard. A Sonos sound system is also standard across the RS3 range, which is excellent to see. You'll notice this has got the sunroof up here. You can have this in the Technology Pack Pro, it's in that pack, or you can opt for it as a separate option of £1,200. It is standard on the Vorsprung model because it comes with the Tech Pack Pro as standard, but it's nice to have because you can open it, which is a really nice feature. You see the same unit on the Golf R, for example. It's just such a nice thing, and definitely I think with dark headlining it's nice to have a bit more light in the cabin. So the Tech Pack Pro is a really good option. It's free on the Vorsprung. Going to this one, the carbon black model, it's £2,210, and then on the normal RS3 it's a £3,050 optional extra. It is a bit complicated that some options are different prices depending on the trim, but have a play on the configurator online and you'll get a good idea of what the different options are on each trim level. We do also have a useful manual blind as well, just to block out the light if it is getting a bit too bright for you. Underneath the bonnet is where the RS3 really shines, because you've got this 5-cylinder 2.5 TFSI turbocharged petrol engine, which produces 395 brake horsepower. That's the same as on the pre-facelift model, however, they've managed to squeeze an extra 20 Newton meters of torque out of it, giving it 500 Newton meters of torque altogether, which is really good. The claim 0 to 62 times on the RS3 is 3.8 seconds, which is incredibly rapid, especially for a petrol car, not an EV. It's really great to see. This unit is on all RS3 models and it's what we've seen for quite some time now from the brand. They just continue tweaking it and developing it further. But it's nice that we still see this, such a unique heritage product from Audi still in the cars is great to see, and it means it creates a unique noise and obviously gives you more power than what we'd see in 4-cylinder cars like the Golf R or from Mercedes and BMW. So it is a nice unique feature on the vehicle, and that's what you're paying the premium for over the S3 model. All models have got the 7-speed S-tronic automatic dual clutch gearbox, so there's not a manual option, but for this sort of all-wheel drive hot hatch at this price level, most people want the automatic gearbox. They're very good now, very fast shifting as well and very smooth, so make the most sense with this vehicle. It's nice that the bonnet is on a strut as well, rather than having to prop it up. Another fun fact about the updated RS3 is it's the fastest around the Nurburgring, the fastest hot hatch. So it's set that record, so you can see the Audi Sport DNA has definitely helped them develop this car as a true performance hot hatch. I'll leave the microphone down here so you can hear the exhaust, just how loud it is and how sporty it is. They've tuned these again to just make them sound even better, and obviously that 5-cylinder engine gives you a very raucous, unique tone as well on the move and at higher speeds, so that's quite unique with the car. Of course, there's quite a lot of 4-cylinder hot hatches out there, and then obviously you get the 6-cylinder more supercars. The 5-cylinder is quite a unique blend between all of that, so you get obviously benefits from both, which is really great and a unique thing on the vehicle. So let's start it up and you'll be able to hear the unique note on the exhaust. You can hear those beefy exhausts, and that really signature tone is really imposing. Audi have actually altered the exhaust as well, so that they've got a more louder at lower revs, which is what you want from a cool sports hatch, right? And how much will you be filling up the RS3? Well, as you can expect, it's probably going to be quite thirsty being a 2.5 litre turbo. But 30.4 miles per gallon WLTP isn't too bad, and normally Volkswagen Group are quite accurate with their figures. They say the high is 36 miles per gallon and then going down to 19 miles per gallon, so that combined is 30 miles per gallon, which for this high level performance hatch with almost 400 brake horsepower isn't actually too bad when you compare it to supercars, etc. You can use it every day, and getting around 30 miles per gallon is what you see even out of something like a Golf R, very similar miles per gallon. You also get 33 out of an S3, for example, so you're not losing a massive amount of economy. Of course, you're not buying an RS3 for doing great fuel economy. Audi have got the A3 plug-in hybrid, which has got over 80 miles official electric range now, so there's options there, but I think that isn't too bad economy for a car like this. So space in the back of the RS3 is just like any normal A3. You do not compromise on space. The boot is a different story. There's a little bit less storage in there, which I'll show you in just a moment. Now these seats are quite chunky, the comfort sports seats, so you don't get the best view out and you're a bit blocked. Obviously you're lower down than a normal A3 as well. You do have the great quality central armrest with the cup holders in here, which is nice, and then the nets in the backs as well. 2 USB-C points down here is another nice feature, and you also have the ability to change your climate control. The same material design is in the back, so you still have the green stitching in the back, really high quality leather as well, which is great. You've got these lights in the back here as well. The sunroof is not all the way extending back to the back of the car, so you don't get the same light that you get in the front of the cabin, but it's not really a big issue. I've got plenty of headroom, enough knee room as well. Obviously this is like a normal family size hatchback, so it's not massive. There is other high performance Audis out there that offer more interior space, like the S5, RS6, etc. But obviously they are getting more expensive. However, you can have a look at the S5 because that's a similar price to the RS3. That might be something worth considering for yourself. The boot space on the RS3 has dropped slightly from the A3 due to it being all-wheel drive, so you've got obviously power to the rear wheels. That is just really under here where you're losing a bit of space. You've got the 12-volt battery in here, and then your tyre inflation kit also lives in here. But honestly, it's still plenty big enough space. It doesn't look a lot smaller than an A3. It's around 280 litres, and on the saloon model it's just over 300 litres, so you have more litres of space, but the hatch is more practical and it's definitely the one I would choose. Pricing for the RS3 starts at just under £60,000 if you go for a solid colour, just over £60,000 with a metallic. For a carbon black model like this one, it's just under £65,000, and then a Vorsprung model starts at just over £69,000. If you want the saloon model, £1,000 extra starting price for that, so it's just over £61,000 for the saloon, the starting price, and then it goes up as before with the RS3 Sportback. The Sportback is my favourite model though, but if you do want the saloon, just something to bear in mind, it's not too much extra than the Sportback. So then, what do I think of the RS3 Sportback facelift? Well, I like the few tweaks to it. It's definitely enhanced from what we've seen before. Really sporty, and I think it feels a lot more special than what we see from Mercedes and BMW with their hot hatches. It's got this sporty edge to it, which is really nice to see. It's not cheap, and that's where the sticking point is for a lot of people. Obviously about £13,000 starting price, higher than an S3, isn't to be sniffed at. It's a lot of money, but you get the uniqueness of the 2.5 litre turbocharged petrol. Another nice thing about the RS3 is there's not as many of them about as S3s and Golf Rs, so you have something a little bit more unique, especially if you opt for a colour such as this Kyalami Green. It just stands out from the crowd completely. So these few tweaks are great. It's also the fastest of its type around the Nurburgring as well, so if you are planning on taking it on laps around the track, its performance credentials are really, really impressive if that's what you're looking for. But obviously most people would just be using it on the road, but their Audi sports heritage has definitely helped them develop the RS3. Thank you for watching this review. If you enjoy it, make sure to hit subscribe down below. A huge thanks again to Lake District Audi for making this video possible, and to Stephen, the sales manager. They do have some good offers on in January and February, and this RS3 is currently in the showroom if you want to check it out. Incredible bit of machinery, definitely worth having a look. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my next review.